what did we take away from this today? I have no idea. It's been 3 days and I managed to get the backstop built, and I also let my left arm rest up because I'm not joking, like my arm was hurting the next day. Now, it's probably because I was doing some other stuff that day, but still, that thing is not easy on your arm. So let me grab this thing. We are going to continue our test of the Umarex Strikepoint. Let's take a little walk around it real quick. One of the first things you'll notice is it is a very cool looking gun. It's cool, it's solid. Like you could hit somebody over the head with this thing. It's real solid. The bolt feels like it's hard plastic instead of metal, which is it doesn't feel very satisfying. There's not a good texture on this grip, like we talked about before. The sights are incredible. I'm not pointing it at me, I'm pointing it next to me. The sights are incredibly weird. This hood, the shroud right here, kind of blocks your view from the back, so a lot of folks cut that off, and I can say I don't blame them. Or some people will put a rail up here and then, you know, red dot or some kind of optic. Just trying to give you a look all around it. So one of the issues brought up a lot, especially for someone who has bigger fingers, which thankfully I don't. Like, I'm chunky, but I have thin fingers. I don't know why. Is you can see that trigger angle. That thing should be down here, and instead it's like mushed up against here. Now, one of the complaints that I did see a lot was that the trigger is too heavy. This is a tricky one. The trigger is heavy, but once you're used to it, it kind of makes sense. Just to get it moving in the first place is quite heavy, and you'll feel it travel back a little bit, but then it kind of hangs on the ledge of firing. And if you get used to that, you can then squeeze it to fire pretty cleanly. So let's see if I can demonstrate it with just one pump. Okay, so you might not be able to see it. So it goes back a good bit, and then you squeeze, 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 and there it is, see? So the trigger is not as bad as people say, other than sticking out like that. That's real weird. But really, to me, so far, the pumping mechanism and the sight are the worst things. The sight, again, is not as bad as folks say. They say it's like the worst thing ever. It's pretty bad. I mean, I can use it, but it's pretty bad. I would definitely, you know, I'm probably going to cut that off or put an optic or something on there. So I'm going to take you guys off the tripod here. Put this thing back in my little tactical bag, my tack bag right there real quick. Grab you guys off of there. So again, here's the ammunition we're going to be messing with today. We've got some Gamo PBA Platinum, Gamo Rockets, some Gamo Raptor Gold, and some Gamo Armor Piercing, which to me they just look like the Rockets, but I think these are alloy instead. I wasn't even showing them. How you like that? Okay. Alright, so very first thing we're going to shoot is a PBA Platinum. We're going to see how well this thing penetrates a 2x4. We're going to do it with each ammo, and then we're going to do it with my Crosman 2100 Classic, which is a 177, because that's what we're trying to figure out here. We know that on paper 22, you know, has some advantages over 177. This is primarily a 177 channel, but I kind of want to have something to compare the 177s to, so that's why I have one in 22 caliber. I got the cheapest thing I could find. It seems to be a decent gun. It's not great, but it's decent. I don't think it's probably not a piece of crap like I had originally said, but it could be better. They could definitely improve this thing quite a bit. So let's get shooting. First up, we're gonna go with a PBA Platinum. It's supposed to be nice and lightweight. Go ahead and get 10 pumps. And there it goes, killing my arm again, and my hand's banging into the corner. So, anyway, let's see if I can even hit a 2x4 with these sights. And I do not think that one penetrated at all. Fairly certain I heard it come back and hit the dirt. I think this is where I shot earlier, and that would be the mark from there. So we got no penetration with the PBA Platinum. Let's see what we got now. Trying to get my camera where I want it. Okay. So now we are going to try the. So we're going to close those up, and we are going to try these gold, just because I randomly picked one just now. Put those off to the side. Let's put Luke Skywalker out of the way. He's going to be a target for later. I want to see if this thing's accurate enough to hit him from any kind of distance. So again, like I said before, you tend to hit right here, and you have to grasp it real hard. It's definitely getting smoother as we use it for the early pumps. Before I was kind of fighting it on the outstroke, so that's an improvement, but you know, like those last 3 or 4 pumps, you still basically have to mash it, and then you're hitting your hand right here. So I'm not sure. I may even get rid of the trigger guard. I hate to say it, but that thing is really annoying. Okay, these are the gold. I forget what they're called. Gamo gold something. All right. No, that definitely bounced back. That bounced back, and I think I heard it plonk my car somewhere. Interesting. Let's go see if there's anything at all that we can see. Okay. So, let's see. I know this and this was already here. I'm not sure if it plonked here or here. It was kind of a pointed one, so I'm thinking it's this little guy right here, which if that's the case, that got no penetration. We're going to move on to the armor penetrating. I don't think I heard that bounce back, so we might actually have something this time. I'm not gonna lie, I actually thought that the 22 would be getting good penetration here. No, but made a pretty nice dent in there. Okay, so we're gonna do this with all the 22 ammo, and then we're gonna switch over to 177 and see if that, you know, does any better at all. I'm thinking that it will. It's a smaller projectile. I got my 2100 Classic because that should, the feet per second difference between the two should give them about equivalent foot-pounds of energy at impact. So my hope is that that demonstrates something for us. Okay, taking the shot with the Gamo Rockets. I think I heard that bounce back too. Is that really going to be 4 for 4? We demonstrated that that little pistol, yep. I mean, it did pretty good. It took a chunk off of it. Took a little chunk out, but it did not penetrate. I think it's time to see if good old 177 can prove its worth. I'm really hoping it does, because if it doesn't, This is my Crosman 2100 Classic. It's got a nice plastic stock. It looks like it would be wood from a distance. It's not. I do have a Winchester scope on it. I do have a short video where I was sighting this thing in. I am running with, I want to say, just standard Crosman pellets in here. So let's take a shot and see if 177 can do what 22 cannot. All right, let's see if she can do it. Come on, you got to redeem 177. That is a very interesting result. This is a pellet lodged in the board. Does that really mean a lot? Not really. I mean, it probably didn't go much deeper at all, but it was enough to lodge itself in there. So what do we get from this test? Beats me. We now have a teeny tiny Luke Skywalker minifigurine up there, and I'm going to see if I can hit him with this thing from, let's see. I'm not going to push it. I'm going to get a, fairly close distance. I want to see if I can hit him with this. I'm running the Gamo Rockets. If I can't hit him in 2 shots, then we're going to switch over to the 177 and see if I can hit him. I'm not going to rig this at all. I want to hit him, okay? Let's see. Well, okay, so the accuracy is not that bad, because that little guy's really tiny. I mean, I'm not that far away from him. 12 feet, something like that. 10, 15 feet. But still, once I got that terrible sight right on him, got that weird trigger mashed halfway down, I hit him like a laser first shot. So good job, Umarex. Decently accurate. Doing a little quick reading. Looks like the PBA Platinums, out of everything that I have, is supposed to be able to deliver more kinetic energy onto the target. So that's what we're gonna go with for this next. Let me face it, this is not a test. This is just me having fun. We're gonna shoot, don't want to lose count. We're gonna shoot that cup of noodles, which does have liquid in it. It has water, it's not noodles. And we're gonna record it down there with the slow-mo and see what it looks like. It ought to be fun. See, got that half trigger pull. And you kind of rest it right there. Half trigger pull, rest it. There we go. All right, let me not shoot my phone. Nice. Now that it's losing some water, we're going to try a rocket and see if that will knock it completely off the table. All right, giving that a go. I think we went right through it, like clean through it. Let's see. Come here, come here. Either that or no, we definitely hit it again. So, oh yeah. Yeah, so that means that should be here in the backstop. I heard it hit. I think it probably hit right there and bounced off. Because as we now know, that Gamo ammunition, for lack of a better word, those pellets, that's probably what I should have said, they don't penetrate wood all that great. That's good to know. You know, I've been trying to figure out how to wrap up this review of the Umarex Strikepoint 22 caliber. I do think that I'm going to revisit this thing. I'm going to sit down with you guys one day on the bench and kind of explain it a little bit better, go through some of the features and such in a more calm and rational manner. But today is not that day. Downrange, you'll see that I have a water bottle that looks like it has a nipple on top of it. That's because it has a tire valve stem on it and 12 psi of air in there along with the water. So let's see what that looks like. I think we could have done 20 psi. I'm just not sure if these little tiny threads would have held. Maybe if I can find a actual Coke bottle. I did decide to try one more thing. I've got some little tiles down there. The blue one is going to be shot with 22 caliber. The green one is going to be shot with 177. Here we go. And now for 177. I'm just biased, but I think it looked a lot cooler when I hit the green one. Just saying. So anyway, guys, what did we take away from this today? I have no idea. I just hope you enjoyed it. I will be back fairly soon. I've got a really fun one coming where I'm going to destroy a TV with a bunch of 177s. And in the meantime, look, the easiest thing you can do to help me with the algorithm is just hit that like button right there, or even better, leave a comment, okay? Leave a comment, that's really gonna help. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. If you can't do that, then like or comment, please, and I'll see you guys next time.